In the far south beyond Prim, the courier can stumble across a strange satellite by the drive-in theater. Activating it causes the courier to be abducted and sent to the Big Mountain Research Facility. Big MT has all sorts of research facilities, but what was the purpose of them? That's what we'll be figuring out together today. So, like and subscribe, and let's take a look at all the research facilities in the Big MT Research Center. First, we will be looking at the think tank. The think tank is a multi-story dome hosting the central committee of Big MT, along with the sink, a kind of dormitory/research/living space for Dr. Mobius, the lead research scientist. There are currently 5 researchers stationed at the think tank, these being the most prominent members of Big MT. After the Great War, Dr. Mobius left the think tank. Now the scientists within are experimenting with random things, trying to find the next scientific breakthrough. There are 3 prefix designations for each research facility in Big MT. Now it's important to note that originally the designers for Fallout New Vegas didn't actually have a supreme purpose behind these prefixes, so I will try and give them actual lore reasons. According to the devs, X designates a building that needs cool sci-fi pretext, Y designates a building asking why the hell would you do this, and Z designates a building that would finish off the XYZ pattern. Before we get to the actual research facilities, I want to discuss the tertiary structures that inhabit the landscape. There are 3 train tunnels within Big MT, north, east, and west. These are only notable due to Father Elijah's meddling in the area. Before the courier arrives, we can learn that Elijah crashed all the trains into the tunnels, collapsing them. Higgs Village is an artificial cul-de-sac located in the south. The inside features 6 houses surrounding a fountain. Each house was given to one of each of the lead research scientists. Weather for the dome is controlled by the X-17 meteorological station. Notably, there is a gate in the wall, most likely for cars or other transports to enter to take the scientists to work. Other scientists were mostly likely housed either off-site or in the various barracks we see surrounding the think tank. The hazmat testing area features a hazmat suit, one of the prototypes of the suits the ghost people and dead money inhabit. The area is filled with radiation to test the effectiveness of the suit. Notably, the suit is kept in a shield-emitting cage. The waste disintegration platform is the main waste disposal site of the facility. It features 4 energy emitters that, most likely, when active, superheat whatever waste is left on the platform. There is also notably an accessory distribution area nearby. The Signal Hills transmitter appears to be the main communication station from the think tank to the outside world. Most likely, the transmitter controls and regulates the flow of radio traffic in and out of the facility, as there are multiple large satellite dishes nearby. Liuyangtze is a Chinese-American concentration camp located to the north of the think tank. Pre-war Big MT suffered from a shortage of human subjects. Following several contracts with the military, Chinese Americans were sent to the Big MT to be used as subjects, and subsequently housed here. Notably, Father Elijah after the war would use the ghoul inhabitants in his sinister schemes. We know this because in the area we can see several dead Chinese ghouls, and there are still some remaining that try to attack us on sight. The Securitron Deconstruction Plant is a plant dedicated to deconstructing and reverse engineering Mr. House's Securitrons. That is a really hard thing to say, deconstructing, man. This is most likely a personal event that Dr. O has against House, but all think tank members do hate Robco, and this is why it exists. However, it is notable that the think tank have seemingly unlocked the software House could only access with the Platinum chip. However, this is just speculation. The Securitrons around the area seem to have their Mark II weapons upgrade, but that could just be for gameplay purposes. The Saturnite Alloy Research Facility is the odd one out of all the research facilities. It has no letter prefix and seems to be mainly a mining and refining operation. Most likely what happens is the raw resources for Saturnite are mined here, then the various machinery around the facility produces the alloy. Notably, there is flowing lava and magma at the bottom of the facility. The Magneto-Hydraulic Center most likely developed, magneto-hydraulic systems. Not much is known about the facility due to its massive water damage. The X2 antenna is responsible for transmitting various frequencies across the entire region of Big MT. The X7 research facility has two parts, A and B. X7A is an artillery launch site. X7B is the target zone. X7 was designed to test the research effectiveness of artillery shells and systems made using the Saturn alloy. X7B is the target site, being a small town designed to measure the damage of the shell's impact. The X8 Biomechanical Research Facility appears to be a pet project of Dr. Boros. The facility features 4 distinct sections. The first we stumble into is the dissection area. Here the mechanical arms dissect various animals and humans for research into gene splicing. To the left of the entrance is the gene splicing area for testing of various abominations. The main research area is the high school. Modeled after Dr. Boros' high school, it served as a testing area for the Cyberdogs' infiltration detection abilities. There's also a residential area, where Dr. Boros' dog Gabe was put to test the ability of infiltrators in looting a residential area. The facility is also home to the K-9000 Cyberdog. At some point, a shipment of Night Stalkers arrived, killing everyone in the shipping department and shutting the facility down. The X-12 Research Center was a facility that did various general research. However, at the time of the facility's shutdown, it was experimenting on the Y-17 trauma harness. When one of the researchers unfortunately choked on a buffalo gourd seed, the harness malfunctioned and began attacking the researchers. A hit squad was called to take down the harness with the first K-9000 Cyberdog gun. However, the member holding it slipped and dropped it. The gun was then grabbed by the harness, and the researchers locked the harness in there until a solution could be found to eliminate it. At the time of the courier's adventure through Big MT, the harness and gun are still locked inside the facility. The X-13 Stealth Research Facility served as a testing ground for American equivalents to Chinese stealth suits. Notably, it contained a live physical test for the suit, a simulation room similar to that of the VSS Armory in Washington, D.C. The lower levels of the facility contained Night Stalker tunnels, various stealth suit obstacle courses, and a refrigerated room full of meat. The top levels featured the design and prototype areas for the stealth suit. Notably, there is hidden food all around the facility and many terminals surrounding each area of the testing facility. The X-17 meteorological station is designed to manipulate and control the weather of Big Mountain. Using electricity and generators, it is able to make rain, thunderstorms, and other natural phenomena. In the center of the facility is a platform that houses a scale model of Higgs Village. Activating the test in the control chamber will result in rain in the village, and the fountain getting turned on. The X-22 Botanical Gardens was a research facility dedicated to the study of plant growth and growth stimulants. Most likely this area was constructed in response to a Vault-Tec contract for advancing plant growth. As Vault-22 shares similar fauna to the area, the plants here have grown out of hand, however. And while they seem to thrive in this environment, it is not without detriment to surrounding wildlife and terrain. The X-42 Robo-Warfare Facility serves as the research center for Dr. Mobius's pet project, the Robo-Scorpion. The facility houses one massive Robo-Scorpion, along with various testing areas and terminals to test its combat abilities. As of the time the courier arrives into the facility, Dr. Mobius has made it his new research dome in order to keep the think tank preoccupied. Most likely this facility also functions to create new Robo-Scorpions, like a factory. The X-66 Hexcrete Archipelago is a leftover from a time when the researchers at Big MT were pursuing Hexcrete for its cheap and reliable nature. The project failed, however, and now the archipelago serves as a reminder of what could have been. Y0 is a research facility dedicated to matter conversion machines. This facility is the one responsible for the Sierra Madre vending machines. In an accident, either Dr. Boros or Dr. Mobius managed to vaporize the entire mountain Big MT was built under. This is what gives the facility its crater shape. Also notable is the fact Dr. Mobius says the mistake was caused by a failure to carry a 1. The Y-17 medical facility was designed to test, expand, and perfect both auto-dock and trauma harness technology. The facility tested, designed, and developed the trauma harnesses in order to reduce casualties in the resource war. Several Mr. Orderlies were stashed here to assist the personnel in their efforts. The Z9 Crotalus DNA Preservation Lab preserved all the DNA samples Big MT both used and developed. There were notable cages that most likely contained live subjects, as well as refrigerators for DNA samples. Alright, okay, here we go. I don't know how I'm gonna say this, right? The Z14 Pepsine? Pepsine DNA splicing lab was a lab designed to experiment on various DNA experiments. The most recent experiment managed to splice the DNA of multiple creatures to create the Cazador. These Cazadors now inhabit the facility. The Z38 Lightwave Dynamics Research Building is built to develop and construct various hologram technologies. Notably, this facility seems to have been commissioned by Frederick Sinclair, and hoping to use the holograms as a security force for his casino. The Z43 Innovative Toxins Plant is the facility in which the Sierra Madre Cloud was created. The facility researched toxins for military and civilian application, and used Frederick Sinclair's casino as a testing ground. Notably, this was not consented to by anyone in the casino. As of the time the courier arrives in Big MT, these are all the remaining structures and facilities. So, which one was your favorite? Would you like to work at any of these facilities? Boy, I would sure hope not. These places are fucked, man. Anyway, leave a like and comment, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and subscribe.